مصري والنيل جوا بيسري، تاريخ أرضه وبلاده بيجري جوا دمه، من قلبه روحه مصري والنيل جوا بيسري.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, a boy called Itmo lived in the Nile Delta. His home was in a small village, and he lived with his parents and his big sister, Nejma. Itmo was 12, but he didn't go to school. His father worked as a carpenter. He was teaching Itmo how to make things from wood. Itmo loved animals, especially birds. He liked to watch the birds that came into his yard. Every day, Itmo gave some grain to the birds. He enjoyed watching them eat. Often, his sister's cat came into the yard and watched the birds, too. It sometimes jumped at the birds, but it never caught them. It was a very slow cat. Itmo was in the yard. One day in October, Itmo was in the yard when he heard a strange noise. He looked up and saw something amazing. A huge flock of birds were flying over his village. They were coming down to a field nearby.
Mom, there are so many birds. Can I go and see them?
His mom came out of the house and looked. Wow, yes, you can go. She filled a bowl with grain. Here you are. You can take this for them. When Itmo got to the field, he couldn't believe his eyes. There were thousands of birds. Every one of them was light gray, with shiny green feathers on its neck and purple feathers on its chest. They were beautiful. They called to each other with a long woo sound. Itmo threw the grain to the birds. They ate it hungrily. Then, suddenly, they flew into the sky again. Itmo watched them go. Then he noticed a bird at his feet. It was looking at him. Who? It went.
I don't have any grain for you, bird.
Who? Went the bird. The noise was different from the other birds. It looked different too. First it was bigger. The other bird had yellow beak, but this bird's beak was dark gray. This bird also had stripes on its wings. Itmo could see something strange on its legs. So just then, Itmo heard his mother calling him. Itmo. Itmo started walking quickly, but he could hear the bird behind him. It was following him.
Why don't you fly with your friends?
But the bird just cooed. When Itmo got to his yard, the bird came in after him. He watched it while he cleaned vegetables for dinner. Then he saw Najma's cat. It was watching the bird too. Suddenly, the cat jumped on the bird, but the bird didn't fly away. Najma ran and picked up the cat.
You should catch rats and snakes, not birds.
What's wrong with that bird? It can't fly. Is it hurt?
Maybe it didn't fly with the other birds.
Itmo walked to the bird. Itmo walked to the bird, and when he touched its left wing, it made a quiet sound.
I think it's really bird.
When Itmo's father came home, Itmo showed him the bird. It has
a bird wing, and there is something on its leg.
Poor bird. What is that?
He took the object from the bird's leg. It was a very small wooden box. Itmo's father opened it. A piece of papyrus paper was inside.
It's a message. The bird is a carrier bigwig.
What carrier bigwig?
It's a bird which carries messages. Important people in the city keep bigwins. The bigwins learn where they live. Then people take the bigwins to new places. When there is news from that place, they attach the message to the bigwin. It flies home and carries the message. That's why they are called carrier bigwins.
That's very clever. So what does that message say?
I don't know. I'll take it to my friend, the scribe.
Itmo looked after the bigwin. He made it a high table which the cat couldn't jump into. He gave it water and drink and talked to it. The penguin crowed back happily. Etmo's father went to the city. 3 days later, he came home.
Did you speak to the scribe?
Yes. The message was for a jewelry merchant in the city, Mr. Akhun. I took him the message and he was very happy. It was an order for a lot of gold jewelry from the capital city. It was very important for him. Mr. Akhun also wants his penguin. We will take it to him next week.
Yes, father.
For the next week, Etmo looked after the penguin. The penguin started to fly again. Every morning, it flew to the roof where Etmo slept and cooed to him. Etmo was very happy to have a new penguin friend.
I don't want you to go home.
The next Sunday, Etmo and his father got into their boat to go to the city. The penguin sat on Etmo's shoulder. Etmo was excited because it was his first trip to the city, but he was also sad. It was his last day with the penguin. But he forgot about that when he saw the houses of the city. There were so many and some of the houses were very big. Some houses had white domes with many small holes in the yard or on the roof.
What are they?
Those are dovecotes. Dovecotes are special houses for penguins.
Finally, they arrived at a large house.
We're here.
A smiling man came to meet them. He was wearing a lot of jewelry. Etmo knew it was the merchant.
Welcome to my home. Thank you so much for finding my message. It's amethyst. It was from my most important customer, and thanks for looking after my penguin. Her name is Amethyst because her feathers are the same color as these purple stones. She is my pet bird.
She was hurt.
I see. Can she fly now?
Yes, she's much better.
Come with me, then I will show you where she lives.
And his father followed Mr. Akhun into his yard. At one side there were 3 tall dovecotes.
My birds will come home soon.
How many do you have?
Oh, a lot. They have a lot of babies, so I don't know exactly.
Etmo looked into a dovecote. He could see some baby birds.
They are so cute.
It's time to go, Sam. Say goodbye to the birds.
Goodbye, Amethyst.
He touched her purple feathers and she cooed. He was very sad, but he tried to smile. The merchant was a kind man. He spoke to Etmo.
You say Amethyst got well again, but she didn't fly home.
Yes.
Well, I think she will be happy to stay with you now.
Oh wow, thank you so much.
He looked at Amethyst and she jumped onto his shoulder.
She will need a small house.
I can make one. I am learning to be a carpenter.
I'll help you.
On the boat home, Etmo's father said,
Mr. Akhun is a very good man. He gave you his best bird.
Yes. How can I thank him?
You could ask the scribe to write a thank you letter for you.
Good idea. And Amethyst can take it to him.